So we have 4 events to go in the street class. And I think because we're now up to level 3, I think it's now time for us to get a few more upgrades on this thing. Because why not? So, I think to start with, I'm going to put on the fuel and filter kit. Could put on nitrous as well if I really wanted to. Actually, yes, I think I will do that. Don't really need stage 3 because I don't think that's really going to work in terms of modifying the strength of my car. And I think what I'm going to do next... yeah, let's put on the racing tuning kit. And aside from that... Pro gearbox. It's a little bit expensive. I'll leave that where it is. See, Pro exhaust doesn't really change a lot. Keep that the same. Suspension. See, Pro suspension doesn't really increase my car capabilities by much. We got the Pro tires, and I don't think I really need to do a lot to this thing, except for just a few things here and there. I'll do weight reduction, and I think what I'll also do is we'll put on the Pro chassis, and we'll also put on the roll cage. And then after that, yeah, let's go for the racing body upgrade. And hopefully that should be enough. And again, I am trying to get myself up to 750 subs by the end of September, so if you really want to help me succeed, then getting me up to 750 subs by the end of September is a great way to do that, since that is the target I am now trying to reach. Anyway, on now to level 3 of the street class, as we begin with Street Rural Cup, and where if we win, we will get less than 9 grand for winning, plus the amount of chaos we cause, as we begin again at Pine Grove 2. Evening race near the BMX stunt track. The track winds through narrow paths and amongst the cliffs. Banked roads and tight turns require extra precision. Basically, all I really did to this thing was just put on a few modifications just to make sure this thing would be good, and I am pretty sure in the grand scheme of things that I have done enough to make this thing applicable. Of course, the fuel and filter system naturally helps as well, because it gives me those extra RPMs where I need them. And also the nitrous upgrade as well. Even though it's only stage 1, I just I'm a little apprehensive to try removing a big chunk of the strength that my ride has. It's partly the reason why I haven't really gone above stage 1 nitrous. If I was really thinking about it long enough, would I actually consider improving on the nitrous? Yes, I probably would, but at this time, I'm just fine keeping things the way they are. And at this time, that's probably the only thing I really need. So anyway, heading through the gas station and hitting a few gas pumps in the process. And I think Jack also hit a BMX bike in that area also. As one of my tail lights is gone. However, both my headlights are amazingly still working. I think I know what this battle is going to be between as I throw the block on Sophia, and at this time we seem to be doing okay, is what me thinks. And she tries to force me out the way, but she will not succeed, because my car is just as heavy as hers. She will not bust my balls without a fight, even though she does get through, but that's fine. I still have another lap to catch her, even if she does manage to establish a gap. But I think I should be able to catch up to her, because that is what I do. And behind us, we've got Ray, who is currently running in third, as Katie once again spins herself out for whatever reason. And I got a power hit as well as a super flip on Sophia in the same tree. And here is Ray now, who is currently among the top 4. Round the outside he goes and he takes the lead. Jack is now trying to sideswipe both of us, but he runs wide. Ray is currently leading here at Pine Grove 2. And it looks as though at this point, like, I am probably going to be battling him if he wins. I think he's got a good running car at the moment, so I don't think there's really much I can do about him unless I force him out the way, but of course, if it's Ray, I don't really want to do that because, well, I know he's fair, and he just gets me in the end. I did try going for it on pace, but I didn't quite get him in the end, unfortunately. So Ray wins race 1, with myself in second and Sophia third. Then we had Jack, Katie, Jason, Frank, and Sally. Should I record the replay? Nah. I'll leave that until the second race to get my replay footage. $700 credits, 3 slams and 2 power hits, and I also get bonus credits for the Bulldozer award. So these are your standings. Ray wins race 1 over myself and Sophia, and Jack is 4th. Now we move on to Farmlands 3. I think I should be able to get through these other 2 races easily enough, because I have the advantage of consistency compared to the AI. That's how I always manage to outscore them, by staying consistent. By always outscoring them and finishing in the top 3. Because that is basically what you have to do on a frequent basis. as I gave Katie a slam. And I go right through Jason. And that coleslaw I had earlier is starting to catch up with me. And wow, that was a big one. However, and Sophia, I think, just had a wreck, as I think she was hit by Ray. Sally currently leads, with Frank in second, myself now up to third, and Ray is currently fourth. I know who it is I have to chase, as the start-finish line stand comes down. Oh shit. Yep, I definitely got forced out wide there. There was no question over saying I got forced out wide there. There was nothing I could have done about that little scuffle. No. Sally still leads. I don't know where she is on track, but she is pretty far ahead of us at the moment because she is not close enough to get to our distance. And now it looks like I am closing in. So, let's try and see if I can close in. On her red and white Road King. We still have another lap to do it, so we've got plenty of time to battle for this one. And once again, a piece of debris forces me out into the infield. And at the moment it doesn't look like I'm going to be catching Sally, because that debris caught me out. And there's nothing you can do once you really run over the debris. The best thing you can really hope for is just to hold on to your stuff. And Sally runs out wide. Now it's just between me and Sophia over who wins. I head through the river, and can I catch up to her? That's the real question. Don't go too deep, okay. Trying to pass her up the inside, and I run wide. Oh, she's wrecked. I thought for sure my wreck was going to be it, but she wrecked herself right before the final corner. And that's basically what got me the win. So as I would have expected, and I also got the fastest lap as well. So as I would have expected, Ray won the first race, but he was inevitably going to get slammed back to reality in the second race, just as I thought. So Sophia finished second, Frank was third, Katie fourth, Jack fifth, Jason finished sixth, with Ray Carter seventh, and Sally Taylor finished eighth and last. Now let's get our replay, because we can. Also because I have a pretty good ride. you know, I was actually really surprised to say that I won that race. I did have to get lucky right at the end, but I almost thought for sure I was going to lose that race until until Sophia basically wrecked herself right at the end. I made a lot of mistakes in that race, if I'm being completely honest, and I was honestly surprised to say that I actually pulled it off. I really needed to get some lucky breaks in order for things to work out the way they did. But I was just glad to say in the end I did have a fast enough car to eventually take the checkered flag. So 2 laps, and I don't think the views from the greenhouses are really going to change all that much. Okay, I think that'll do it. So there we go. I win the race, and I take the fastest lap. I know I'm probably not going to be the Blastmaster, but I think judging by those last 2 crashes I had at the end, I would say they should be enough to get me the Best Wrecker award, I think. Unless it is the Blastmaster reward. But anyway, 3 slams, 2 blast outs, and 1 crash out. And I only got the fastest lap. So Jason proved to be the best wrecker with also the Blastmaster reward to boot. I scored the fastest lap award, whereas Frank got the Bulldozer award. And so, after 2 races, I once again have a 4-point advantage over Sophia, and it is Ray who now drops down to 3rd. And we also have a tie for 5th between Jack and Katie. Let's now head over to Desert Oilfield. This, I can certainly say, is probably going to be a rackfest. But I did put on those additional upgrades just in case, because I figured they were needed here. And we'll wait and see how we do. As Jack immediately gets himself in a wreck, and the wrecks continue to mount up, as Sally currently leads. I immediately hit the wall. Okay. And hitting the fence. And my car flips over. And there's a minecart. And now I must try and see if I can get myself back in this race. Looks like Sophia is very much going to be the queen of Desert Oilfield. The way things are shaping up right now. That's the way the standings look for now. And we'll wait and see what happens. We do have a tie for 5th to resolve, as it looks as though Katie is now up into third, so I think that time might get resolved because she's still ahead of Jack, who is currently in 7th, and Sally is at the back of the field, probably waiting to be wrecked by the rest of us. And yep, as I would have thought, she does get wrecked. Although to be fair, she was a lap down anyway, so I think it would have been hard for her to continue just because of how slow her car was. So this is the way results look so far. I'm doing all I can to battle Jason, as I get 2 slams on him. Couldn't quite get the third. And just trying to hold on to my ride. And I get spun out by Sophia. Well, I still proved to be consistent, which is the main reason why I always manage to... Oh, and Katie's out. And now I am down in 4th. However, I still have a few corners to make up for it. And potentially get myself a bronze. Get out the fucking way. And at the end of this race, I am going to be 3rd. That's actually not a bad recovery, considering what happened there. And Katie was racked out, unfortunately. But anyway, those are your results, and we had 2 DNFs, Katie and Sally. So Jason wins race 3 with Ray 2nd, myself in 3rd, Sophia 4th, Jack was 5th, and then we had Frank Malkov in 6th and last of the finishers. Then it was Katie 7th, and Sally finished 8th and last, as she failed to finish lap 1. However, because I still finished ahead of Sophia, that should give me a 5-point win from what I can see. Because I will technically be on 24 points at the end of this trio of races. So 3 slams, 1 power hit, and no top driver rewards, as Ray takes most of those, and Sophia takes the bulldozer. And yep, that's official. And as a result of Sophia finishing 4th, she also finishes 3rd. So these are your point standings. 24 points to me, with 1 medal across the board. Bronze, silver and gold. Then we had Ray finishing 2nd, with Sophia 3rd, Jason 4th, Jack 5th. Katie and Frank were tied for 6th, but Katie gets the tiebreaker because of stronger results. And then at the back, finishing last in all 3 races, was Sally with just 3 points. So 24, 20, 19, 16, 13, 11, 11, and 3 are your final point scores for the Street Rural Cup. Ray 2nd, Sophia 3rd, and Jason 4th. And another 8,800 credits, as we had each of the race trophies on the board. 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. Consistency still continues to favour me, as we have now unlocked curling. I wonder what this is going to be all about. Anyway, and we are now at a nice completion percentage in the street class, as that was now our 7th event cleared. And I think because I've already done 4 events today, I have made some good progress, as we now have just 3 cups to go. However, I'm going to be leaving the next one for another day, because I am getting pretty tired now. And that's going to be our next one. So, next time on FlatOut 2, Street Sprint Cup.
You love the